On the subject of media bias, because that's kind of where we are. In the news yesterday was the fact that 60 Minutes is going to be platforming, not both candidates, Kamala Harris and not Donald Trump. Trump was invited, but said no. And now 60's getting indignant. You know, like, we offered it to both for many, many years. We've had both candidates come on shortly before the election. We've profiled them both and asked tough questions. And in this unprecedented move, Donald Trump, after they claim he said yes, has now said no. Steve Chung, who speaks on behalf of the Trump campaign, came out and said, that's fake news. We did not actually agree. We had discussions, but we didn't agree, and we're not going to agree. We're not going to go on. And I got to say, I think this is the right move by Donald Trump, because who could forget when he did this the last time? He was taken out of context. He was sliced and diced by Leslie Stahl in her interview, but he taped it on his own as well. So he had his own recording of the interview, and then he released it, including this unbelievable clip about the Hunter Biden laptop. Watch.
I think it's one of the biggest scandals I've ever seen, and you don't cover it. You want to talk about...
Well, because it can't be verified.
You want to talk about insignificant things.
I'm telling you.
Of course it can be verified. Excuse me, they found the laptop. Leslie.
It can't be verified.
What can't be verified?
The laptop.
Why do you say that?
Because
even the family hasn't... The family on the laptop, he's gone into hiding. For 5 days, he's gone into hiding.
He's preparing for your debate.
Oh, it's taken him 5 days to prepare? I doubt it. Okay.
At that very moment, the FBI had in its possession the laptop and had it for a year and had verified it. And that same FBI would later take the stand in the Hunter Biden trial and testify that it was absolutely verified. It was Hunter Biden's. It was not Russian disinformation. It was then and is now and has since been verifiable and verified. And CBS News has never apologized for that to Donald Trump, has never owned that as a mistake they made on their flagship program. So why should he go on? Why should Trump give them the ratings and the opportunity to lie and mislead again?
Because it would be fun. I mean,
it's fun for us.
It's fun for us. I have said in every contentious interview I've ever done, or with a person who didn't really want to do it, and then I convinced them, I always tell people, you can tape it yourself too. I don't own your words. I mean, you tape it, you just please, be nice and don't broadcast it. And they did that. And this is exactly why you do that. But I would say, look, I mean, first of all, on the laptop, I'm sorry to be, flogging a dead horse here, but it was the most easily verifiable thing on the planet just by taking those emails, random emails, and asking people if they sent them. Did you send this?
Did you get
email?
this?
Yes,
did you send this?
There you go. That's it. It's verified. On top of the fact that the FBI had it for a year and had verified it before. But, I don't think that he should back out of this, because Donald Trump, as a showman, not as a debater, I think he's a terrible debater. I think as a showman, like in that exchange, I mean, he was very, very good in that exchange, just hammering her. You can't verify it. And she's like, no. Yeah. And he keeps going at her. He's very, very good at that. Make your own TV out of it, release the clips later, and just go in there and say, this is what you guys do to people. This is what you did to me last time. You're going to do it to me again? Try to do it to me right now. Just go in there and play with them. There's no harm in doing it.
But is there harm? Is there? Okay, let me ask you about this, because I referenced it a couple times already, but this Cook Political Report is showing it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And so I realized Trump fighting with the media, Leslie Stahl, 60 Minutes, very good for Republicans. They love it. Eat it up. They hate the media. They couldn't hate the media more. So big points. He doesn't need more points with the Republicans. He needs these independents, these swing state voters, this tiny sliver in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and elsewhere that will swing this election. And this new political report by Cook shows that Kamala Harris holds a narrow lead of 49 to 48 in a two-way matchup and has a lead within the margin of error in Arizona +2, Michigan +3, Nevada +1, Pennsylvania +1, Wisconsin +2. Trump is ahead 49 to 47 in Georgia and the two candidates are tied in North Carolina. North Carolina, Trump should be winning North Carolina. He won it in 2020. He lost most of the swing states, but he won that. Nope, not right now. He's up. He's tied with her in North Carolina, and they're showing that she has slowly but surely, not entirely erased, but severely tightened his lead on the issue of who's better to handle inflation in this country. Like, she is tightening this. And so does Trump fighting with Leslie Stahl or Scott Pelley, you tell me, Kmele, do anything to help him with independents in Pennsylvania? Or like, how is he going to get those people? Because he needs to get those people.
Yeah, I think it's all a matter of how he comports himself in those interviews. As we've talked about after the last debate, while they were hostile, while it was loaded against him from the very outset, there was certainly some bias there. There were things he could have done to help himself that he didn't do. And I think were he to sit down for the 60 Minutes interview, you ask them to air it uncut, that's an option. That could potentially help you. You keep pounding on the fact that you want to have this conversation with Kamala Harris, an actual debate on a platform that is more likely to be friendly to you. She won't do it. You should be out there talking about it. And quite frankly, if I was him and it was a 60 Minutes thing, maybe you try to get some rules that are a little bit more amicable for you, but insist on doing it with Kamala Harris. You want as many of these showdowns as possible if you're Donald Trump going down to the wire. And let's face it, I mean, Kamala is not phenomenal in all of these contexts. In many instances, and frankly, with respect to the debate, the one debate they had, I thought Donald Trump more injured himself in that debate than Kamala Harris comported herself in a phenomenal way. She's been giving the exact same answers in some instances to different questions for weeks now. It looks completely ridiculous. Point that out in a format that is perhaps supposed to be favorable to her. That might help you. Those are the kinds of things that will actually move the needle for him. I don't know that the rallies are going to be like as effective in that respect. Certainly your ground operation in the various battleground states is important and consequential. But in terms of what the candidate can do to help himself, getting out there, doing media and doing it in a competent way, the way that J.D. Vance largely did last night, is the very best thing that Trump could do to help himself in this race. And I don't know that he actually advances the ball by turning down an opportunity like this, especially because they're going to spin it.
You may be
and
right.
You know they're going to spin it.
And she's going to do it. So now she's got control of the show and he's not in there. And here's, this is not an encouraging report. Hungry Root is one very easy way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, simple, that's key, and essential supplements. It's like having someone else do all the planning and shopping, that's the bad part, so that you don't even have to think about it. Hungry Root gets to know your personal health goals, dietary restrictions, favorite foods, how much time you want to spend cooking, and more. Then they build you a personalized cart for the week, including easy 4-ingredient recipes to put those groceries to use. Each order is fully customizable. They've got fresh produce, high-quality meat, healthy snacks, and more. Everything from Hungry Root follows a simple standard. It must taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients. Hungry Root right now offering the Megyn Kelly Show viewers 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/Megyn to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. hungryroot.com/Megyn. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.